This is your weekend market review for Saturday, September 28th, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, your weekend market review for Saturday, September 28th, 2024. Hopefully you're having a great day, great weekend. Heart goes out to all the folks, North Carolina, Tennessee, Florida, dealing with the flooding and the issues. You're in our prayers. So we know going into next week, it's going to be wild. In my humble opinion, I think the calm before the storm is starting to hit. Jobs number next week. Again, people are talking about China stuff, which again, China's not, it's almost like China was given a heads up to infuse capital into their banks, just like in the 2000s to before the storm was coming. People going all in China. Again, I think it's a good trade, but just be careful. It's tough to invest in China. If you go look at the 40-year return on China, it's literally nothing. Their market goes nowhere because people are scared. You have to, I don't remember if I have it in here, but it's a scary place to invest. Why? Because at any point they can confiscate your capital. They can take over businesses. There's no rule of laws there in the sense of protecting of capitalism. It's again, great to trade. Just be careful. And I know we say got Tepper going all in, going nuts. Or not Tepper, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Point being, institutions screaming on CNBC, please be careful. The Feds are expecting a half-point cut in the November meeting. They're not cutting another half unless things are really getting bad out there. And again, we don't know for sure the direction of the market, but we do know the market potentially should follow the economy, and the economy is getting weaker quickly. I mean, we see it in real estate. So if you have questions, please be careful. Reach out. Let me know how I can help. Check out the Discord room, link in the description below. Follow on the Twitter. Post some a lot of our trades, thoughts, ideas. Follow, like, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I appreciate it. Leave a comment below. Press the heart button. Do whatever you need to do to support the channel if you don't mind. I really appreciate it. It helps folks like yourself find people who are being open, honest, and completely transparent about what's going on in the market, what they think is going to happen. Again, and we talk about trading from a probability mindset, not this certainty. If you're looking for certainty, go find Roaring Kitty, I guess, and all these other clowns out there. Again, here to help. Check out the website, tradingagent.com. Recommended reading, turn profits into properties and passive income. Let me know how I can help. If you want to schedule a chat, 30 minutes. All right, you know what to do. Hit me up if you need help. If you're looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, and you have not hit me up, what are you waiting for? Love to advise. Again, you get 2 agents for the price of 1. Bitcoin, near term, right? Be careful. We're in this, I don't know. I mean, people say you're just arbitrary drawing the box. But if you go across, you can see there's resistance here. I don't have VAP on this, but I'm watching it. The breakout sustains. We talked about it breaking the downtrend. Looks good. We talked about retesting the 65,000. You're there. Should we go up to 70,000 next? Definitely possible. Oil. Right? Something that you don't see typically in a strong, like again, the GDP data was, in my opinion, just, I've never seen a report. So I'm not going to say it. You know what I was going to say. Just, it's pretty wild. Again, post on the Discord room. Oil dropped. As we talked about, demand destruction is real. Be careful. We have to refill the SPR. You've got a lot of things going on. Like I said, long term, I don't think the downside is negative futures prices, but I do think there is downside. Just be careful. Natural gas, we talked about this waking up. Didn't ride the trade like the double bottom. Talked about trading. Talked about how to get over here. Again, wrong is wrong. Was hoping to see the ones at some point. But again, I think longer term, natural gas has a lot higher to go. I think we'll be natural gas exporters. But here's the question, near term. Demand destruction. If institutions like quants, again, it's like what we're reading in the Discord room, like literally people are stuck. Well, think about the opposite. If people are stuck in a glitch, they have to sell. And that's what we talk about. Like that can happen very quickly. So please be careful out there. If you have any questions, again, don't hesitate to reach out, leave a comment. Dollar, pretty wide and choppy here. Just worth, I mean, again, usually the dollar daily ranges are kind of small. It's when you get a lot of big days. I'm watching that. Dollar volatility is picking up. Bonds, we talked about pulling back. Doji last week. Thursday. Doji Friday. I mean, we talked about this, right? Higher yields after the yields came down. Remember, TLT goes up, yields go down. I mean, is this the place to unhedge? It's your question as good as, that's your question. We talked about taking profits, hedging. You do what you got to do, player. You do what you got to do. Again, in my opinion, I think there's more downside before upside, but it's obviously, you go from 101 back to 97 pretty quickly. Don't be surprised if we get some chop. Again, you manage your trades. There's no one has the right answer other than you, because you're the one who has to hit enter. Does this make sense? VIX talked about this waking up. Like, there's no downside risk. We talked about this. In the 15 level, it made sense. You should be hedging. Fear and greed index is up in the 70s. You got people believing that nothing's going on, nothing's wrong. Again, calm before the storm. We talk about the VIVX bottoming first. Does that look like a bottom? SPY. Minimally down. But again, look at this action. Doji, 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 hammer, inside day. Worth a watch. Qs. Right? Pops on Micron's earnings. Okay. Fills the gap. Gives it right back up. I'm telling you, something just feels off. Now, again, I could be wrong, but something feels off. IWM, the laggard of laggards. Look at this. I mean, red, 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 red. Red, 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 red. Pops. Right? And then what? Chops. I mean, this doesn't look that strong to me. Dia, look at this hammer on Friday. Just keep an eye on it. We know going to the jobs. We got jobs data, earnings around the corner, not this week, but next week. It's going to get funky. Gold, which has been leading up, right? Lower high and lower low. Worth keeping an eye on it for at least a near-term pullback or chop. And it could be topping. Again, silver. This is the hardest thing, is that silver and metals, miners, gold usually can hold up okay during slam times, but silver won't. Is this retesting the highs to break out or retesting it before it's about to get slammed? Miners. I don't like this action, right? We break out doji and then boom. I would like to see it chop around, but we are holding the 8 and 10 days, so you got to give it credit where credit's due. It is holding up. GDXJ. Same kind of thing. Like, I don't want to see this. And this is the thing, is this is the hardest part, because here I don't have time. Well, you know what? I'm going to do it just for you guys. I want you to see what has happened in the past with the miners. And people go like, what are you talking about? It's going to be fine. It'll be, you're good. Oh, it's the GDX. Sorry. Dang it. Forgot which one I was on. Let's do this. Let's go back in the time machine. Stop. People don't remember this stuff. Right? Everything's good. Everything's awesome. Right? 2008. Oh, miners should be good. They should be fine. They should be, if gold holds up, they'll be fine. Look at this. They got absolutely destroyed. 58 down to 15. Right? Be careful. Right? Like, overlay it with gold from that time point. Again, it's a weekend recap, so let's do this. I can do whatever I want, I guess, ultimately. Right? Look at gold. Right? 2008, 2009. Choppy, right? But did the miners miners lost most of their value. 56 to 14, 15. Gold chopped around. Like, just be careful out there, okay? That's the point. If I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong for bull's sake. If I'm right, you got to be careful. Got to be careful. AEM, little gap down, we'll see. AG. Hit some resistance, I guess, up here, pulling back again. Am I just trying to? I'm generally concerned for people because I don't think they ever see it coming. Slam potential. I don't know. We'll see. IP in the 54 on Newmont. Pass. I talk about this. Could this be a head and shoulders top? Like, just keep an eye on it for the love of God. If I'm wrong, great. If I'm right, I don't want to see people with huge profits or that the miners can just rip without the market. I'm telling you, it doesn't work like that. They can start bottoming when there's rotation, but not when there's fear and there's just greed. Everybody's not fear. When people are just running to the exits endlessly and there's no safety, right? Like, when I say no safety, meaning we don't know what the feds are going to do. Going into election, they got their hands tied. Taiwan Semi, look at this. Novice gap up. Man, 3 gap trap. 1, 2, 3. Wham. Micron. Pops on earnings, hits the 100-day. Look at that. I mean, does that not look like distribution to you? AMD. Right? Like, this is where it's starting to get really nervous for the bulls here. Now, again, it's been a nice run. We talked about it. We expected a bounce. We talked about all this. Did it go higher, a little higher than we think? Yes, but we talked about the potentiality for traps and retest. I stress that. It's a probability game. Two-day trade range. Go with. Real simple. NVIDIA. After the close, it looks like China doesn't want to buy their chips because they're scared of U.S. intelligence being planted into the... Are you not surprised? There's a freak... We'll see what happens here. Again, popping back. Again, all this stuff we talked about. At SMCI, we said, hey, if this DOJ stuff, or not DOJ, but whatever, SEC, DOJ stuff is a joke, and there really isn't that much, said this could be a gift down here. Popped. Congrats. Intel. Again, I think this gets delisted at some point. I'm hearing that strongly, but okay, due to bounce. Cool. Be careful with this one. I'm just telling you. Adobe. Chop it around. Post earnings gap down. Apple. Right? Retest the highs. Chopping around. Looks like, again, market ripping, and it's not. Rut-row. Amazon. Right? Fills the gap. Doji. Talked about this on Friday. I said, watch out. This thing break. Like, this gap down could just melt. Meta. Nice up move, right? Got to give it credit. Starting to get tired up here just watching. CRM. This one had a lot of hype popping up into it. Look at it's going on. Filling these gaps in this area. Doji. Worth a watch. Google. We talked about the mid 160s. Here you go. Chopping around. Just worth a watch. Microsoft gets up and over support resistance area here. The VAP, where'd the VAP go? Oh, my VAP. I was just thinking about it. It's all gone. Let me see if I can add it real quick. Why it's not showing. Where did it all go? All right. Well, I'll add that later. I apologize. Usually it's on my charts. Y'all know this. Just realized it wasn't there. Sneaky. Yeah, watching. NDAQ, we talked about the Nasdaq. NDAQ, it's toast. Tech is not the future leader of the next bull market. I'm telling you right now, it won't be. It'll be commodities. It'll be more of a industrial, financial, chemicals, metals kind of bull market. 20-day. Certain tech will do okay, but overall the tech will not be the theme. MicroStrategy, we talked about it. Getting up into the zone. Here you go. Come on, get that in the right spot. Watch what happens. Again, this thing can break out if Bitcoin breaks out. If not, it's probably due to pause. Netflix and chill. We'll see. Said yesterday's action was a little ominous. Keep an eye on it. Now you have a 2-day range. 702 breaks. I mean, that trade is easier than pie. Just you can short it the 20-day minimum. Roblox. Talked about this fake breakout. I talked about this for a while. Nobody ever gives me credit when I'm right. They'll always just hit me up when I'm just wrong. And I run and use that. I'm right a lot, actually. Talked about this potentially trapping up and then giving it back. Wham. Said how to get over the 47, 48. Strong. Nothing. Pan W again. I like this one. We've talked about this, but I can't buy it until the wipeout. Talked about it chopping around, doing its thing. Again, Pelosi wants it. I want it. Tesla. Nice close. Talked about like you can't short this thing if Trump's leading. Seems to have, in my opinion, like what's the best way to describe it other than it had upside going into, I guess, as long as the market was holding up. I'm trying to think of my words. We broke the downtrend. We talked about it filling the gap. It seems to be holding up. So again, if this is a big bull trap or bear trap, I'm not sure yet, but you know the resistance is going to be here. So when you're trading this and you're watching it, do not be surprised if it gets tired up here. I wish the VAP was showing. I don't want to stop the video now. Does that make sense? It should get tired up here. Insight, again, I think this company gets bought out. Try to speed up. Just waiting for weakness. Plantar fasciitis of the feet. Again, I think this is a great short with tight stops. It's a very simple one. Again, it's overbought going into potential weakness. McDonald's holding up pretty well. Friday's action, that hammer is not really that pretty. DKNG, again, I said I love the short up here. Love it. Look what it does. Bull traps, dojis, retest. Looks like it's going higher. Again, You break this zone here, adios amigos. Airbnb, we talked about the trash floats last. There you go. Look at that. Worth a watch. Costco, earnings, finally. Look at this, gap down. Earnings were fine. Broke the 20-day. I mean, I think that's a short now on any bounce. Starbucks, as we talked about, holding up pretty well with their new CEO stuff. But we talked about this is going to, go watch all these. It's going to take a while to consolidate if it's going to go higher. You better hold 91. Need to really get over 100. It's just a big consolidation range until it's not. FedEx, talked about this one, wanting to short it, but couldn't do it until earnings. Look at this nice pop, providing you an opportunity. Watch the 270 area. Caterpillar, this thing's been on fire. Again, if China's stimulating, worth a watch. But this thing has made a massive run. Be careful near term. Again, not to say that these names have to get crushed, but they could or pull back. DE, obviously going to probably struggle here as this is a near-term resistance. Worth a watch. If it breaks right over it, then congrats. Nucor, again, steel names we talked about getting, it's like sloppy and choppy. Just be careful. X, again, I like it in the 20s. VALE, we talked about this one bouncing because they are a huge beneficiary of China. Wow, look at the holy fudge balls. Whoa. China buys a lot of Brazilian commodities. No shiznit. Wow. Okay. This, again, I didn't see this during the day. Wow. I'm watching this. I'm like, okay, worth the watch. Arrow broke the wedge. Again, we like junior copper long term. It's just, I don't know if we're going to struggle up against the range highs. That makes sense. Again, throw the baby out of the bathwater. Not that copper is going to have long term, we like demographic, not demographic, but like weaknesses. But it just, again, can they throw the baby out of the bathwater like the miners? CCJ back testing a trend line. Nice trade up. I know some people played this up. Congrats. CF chopping around. Again, we like ag long term. It got a nice pop on the China data, obviously, or China info. As I said, I'm like, I feel like these are bottomed, but I don't want to chase them yet. AA, again, aluminum. It's a good trade long term. Be careful. XLF. This to me is one of the easiest trades. Who owns all the problems in the market? The banks. Notice they're not really complying with the action. Worth a watch. JP Morgan, again, I've said this. If they're not buying back their own stock, why do you? To me, the short makes sense. Look, it's just compressing. They have earnings in 2 weeks, keep in mind. Morgan Stanley, same thing. Love the short up here. Little trap. I mean, again, this one stops. Had to be respected, but I'd be watching this, put him on the radar. Bank of America, again, Buffett is about to be less than a 10% owner. He's trying to dump this. Like every day, I'm pretty sure he's dumping 100,000 shares, 200,000 shares. Seems like if you go look at the 13F filings, keep an eye on it. Goldman Sachs, again, holding up better, but still, it again, tide goes out, goodbye. Carry, you would think if the market's really strong, banks. No, look at this stuff, man. I'm telling you, there's so many red flags. It's just, I don't know what days starts the damage. Again, risk on name, XBI, should be holding up near the highs, like ready to break out. Housing, now this one, little suspect, worth a watch. Again, I don't trust it at all. Solar, again, all over the place. Nice pop to the 200-day. Sedge, check this out, right? Chopping, nothing. I'm about to remove it, I think. ENPH, about to remove this one. Sedge, chopping around, big range, 120s to 190s. For solar, you would think with today's action be up more. I'm putting this one on. I'm going to leave this here. I'm not going to move the arrow. I'm going to put actually 7 arrows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can't. That to me feels very trappish, knowing the stock. HYG, again, you got to be out of your mind to buy corporate debt, in my opinion. I don't know how to say this, but we'll see. Oil, as we talked about, oversold near term, like it comes down quick, probably choppy. Again, it's going to be a hard trade, but watch the XOP, right? Natural gas holding up pretty well. Again, not a fan of the UNG, but if you own it, great. If you short the KLD, that's been the trade since the 80s. Again, I can be wrong. I'm managing profits here. I'm taking some off, looking for pops. But do what you got to do. XOP, as we talked about, this didn't look bullish. Like, again, sneaky up here. And then pulls back, gaps down. Man, you got to hold down here. Just watch the action. Just watch it. If you're trading it, it's a great reference. Valero gasoline names have been chopping around. Keep an eye on it. Right? MPC chopping around. Not much to say. ExxonMobil. This one's been holding. in a tight, big range. I mean, you might argue this is a cup and handle. Keep an eye on it, but it's just like a multi-cup. I mean, it looks like boobs and looks like, no, I'm not going to say what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Occidental. This one, again, should be getting bought. Some names are not following through. Just worth a watch. EQT has been holding up pretty well with natural gas, chopping around. Again, I think will be natural gas exporters long-term. Flex LNG looks okay. All right, do you have any questions? Don't hesitate to reach out. You're looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate. You want 2 agents for the price of 1. Again, let me know how I can help, either whether you're trading, investing, questions about the market, and telling you be safe out there, have a plan and stick to it. That's all that matters. The market's going to do what it's going to do. It's your thoughts, your beliefs, your ideas that make it difficult. Talk to you guys and gals later. Peace. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.